Well, good afternoon, my dragon family. Here we are. It's Tuesday. What? We're doing a live on Tuesday? Yep, it's the summer, and so Mama Dragon has some kids home for the summer to entertain on Thursdays. So for the next month, probably we're going to do lives on Tuesday. And I don't mind. I still get to talk with you guys, still get to cover some great questions and answers, and enjoy this beautiful weather. So I'm just here sharing my little oasis in my backyard because I've got these gorgeous blooming lilies that I thought everyone would appreciate, and my whimsical art up on my fence makes it feel happy and a little different back here. So wanted to talk about a great question that someone brought up this week, and it is, do we choose the dragons or the dragons choose us? And when you start working with the dragons, that could be something that just comes across your mind in inquiry and wondering, like, well, am I bringing this experience on, or is somebody else bringing this, are the dragons choosing me and trying to wake me up? Hi, Christina. And essentially, my take on it would really be that because your higher self, your soul, is always driving the show, and you have a deep connection probably to dragons to start with, that you are actually the one choosing the dragons and calling them in. Now, is that to say it doesn't work a little bit in both ways? Because I think it does. Hi, Tien Marie. So yes, your soul is sending that unconscious, the conscious mind doesn't necessarily know all the programming that our soul is ready for, and so we might put out that desire to have some movement forward, to connect with dragons, to reawaken to our higher selves. And so for that to happen, you've got guides that come in and are assigned to us sometimes, and maybe that specific desire is calling in a dragon, but maybe it is that the dragon itself that's coming in as a guide is either chosen for you by the hierarchies that be, that do that kind of thing. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, you're going to catch me live on Tuesdays for about 4 weeks because of the summer break. So I hope you guys don't mind switching. Anyway, so we put out this call. So we're essentially choosing to have help. We're choosing to call forth and say, send me some guides that can help me do this part, because this is what I'm ready for next on my journey. And then we get assigned a guide, or a dragon steps up and says, you know what, I know I can work with that person. I have this tie with them, and I'd really like to be the one to volunteer in service to go do that. So I guess in essence I'm saying it's a little bit of both, but you kick it off. You start, and that's with our dragon guides. When there is a deeper dragon connection, for you to understand that as a dragon heart or a dragon keeper, you're actually calling in your own dragon. It's you calling that forth, because that is you, and you're finally saying, I'm ready to meet myself. I'm ready to step into that bigger aspect of myself. So in that sense, yes, you're always the one calling that forward. But can a dragon choose us? Absolutely. I think they can. I think they come up and step up to the guides and say, I think that I can do this job for this person. I see that their soul is wanting to move through this right now, and that's my specialty. And I think there's a great pairing that happens. And does that mean it's always from one side, always from the other? Hopefully I'm not making this confusing, but I do believe that both are possible, and that we experience both at different points in our journey, and that there are definitely our guides that know, maybe they know another dragon that's they're working with something with you, and they don't have specifically the right tools for a piece that you're trying to work through. They can enlist their dragon friends. And in that sense, they are being chosen for you, where they're saying, hey, this is a really good matchup. Come forward and help me here on this. And there are teams of dragons that sometimes work with us. So that being said, I hope that makes sense, and hope that it helps you understand a few aspects of that. I'd love to answer questions if you guys have any today, because that was the big question that came up in group this week. And another piece that came up in the last week is the solstice energy. I know I did a talk last week on the solstice about the incredible ceremony that happened last week. I hope you guys catch it. But moving into this new phase, these next 3 months of growth. And we've got Tina. Hi, Tina. And Anna is there from over in Northern Europe. And Christina. It's so good to see you guys here on a Tuesday. I appreciate you showing up. And let me know if you have any questions. But talking with the solstice energy and this new energy moving forward, we've got the next 3 months before the equinox, where if you didn't catch what I shared last week, we really got this time where we are walking through a portal. We walked through a portal on the solstice, and it was almost like being able to leave your skin behind, like shedding and growing. Just like a snake might, where you leave things behind. You leave that old stuff that doesn't resonate anymore. You're growing, you're expanding. Hi, Tina. And essentially, this is a time where there's a whole bunch of things lining up for us. When we get to the fall equinox, you've probably been noticing all the sky activity, the sky phenomena. There's been incredible pictures posted, not only of the dragon activity in the sky, but the cloud activity. I loved seeing the one over North Dakota and Denmark. Timeline-wise, one was posted on the 15th, one was on the 16th of June, and I would bet that the one in Denmark posted the 16th actually happened on the 15th. So that's really interesting that two places in the world within the same 24-hour period experienced a phenomenon in the sky that I've not seen the likes of it before. So if you haven't seen that, scroll down in the post to find it, because they are some incredible photos. And Teresa, I told you to get an dendritic opal. Yes, so I had, Rhonda got me one, and she picked one that looks like a dragon's eye. I love that, and I know that you were having back problems with that. I'd love to know how that's resolved for you in working with that dendritic opal, because that was what came through in that reading for you. Absolutely love that you were able to get a hold of one. And there is very opaline energy around right now. We just had our Dragonheart group today. Our sphere was opaline in color, and it's just showing me the new frequencies coming in and what we're able to move. Wait, what happened over North Dakota? I didn't hear about this. Kelly, I'm not sure where you are in the world. Go ahead and post that if you're up near North Dakota. There's a photo down in the scroll in the discussion. It was posted. Let's see, it happened June 15th. So in the last week, I believe, was when that post got done. And then in the comments, I also reposted you're in North Dakota. I also reposted the one over Denmark so you can see them side by side. There's just an incredible cloud phenomena that happened on the 15th of June that literally the clouds look like a tunnel formation coming in. When I look at it, the front of the cloud is actually moving away from the camera, and I can see the outline of a dragon's face in that cloud. But what's really, really strange looking about it is the cloud itself. It's like this tunnel tubular formation, and in the center of it, coming out the base, it's almost like its own storm activity inside this cloud. Like the incredible, it's almost like angry looking. It's just incredible. It looks like it's about to be a huge storm, but you can't tell anything's coming out of it. And there's all these clouds coming out of the base of it. It was very powerful just to see and look at. And it was just up this morning still, I know. There was a day or two where somehow the picture got unposted or something, or there was access denied to it, but it's back up again as of today. So yeah, check it out, Kelly. Great to know we have a dragon there in North Dakota. I don't think I've seen you online before, so welcome. And you did have some crazy storms around that time. It must not have been in my city, but looks incredible. Yeah, if you're already scrolling down and seeing it. And there has been a lot of activity, and as I said, from the solstice forward, a lot of opportunity for expansion and growth. So really getting your ducks in a row, so to speak, or your dragons in a row, of where do you want to head? What do you want this next phase of your life to look like? Because this is our opportunity to shed some things that don't serve us anymore, walk through the door into the new, and really open up into the next phase. Come fall, there's going to be some really big activations happening around the globe, starting in Egypt. There's going to be more about that soon, but even South Africa come in with some of the bigger grid lines. And that's when my travel, my activation trips are going to start being aligned and happening, starting this fall, but then continuously throughout the next year and the year after that, probably, because all of these big major points need to be activated, and it's time, and the dragons are saying it's now, so let's get going, let's get the show on the road. So that's about it for now. Unless you guys have any questions, I am here. I'm happy to share and sit for a few more minutes and just answer whatever questions you might have. I love that one about, do the dragon choose us, or do we choose the dragon? And I hope that it made sense what I shared, not trying to be wishy-washy or say everything's possible. But I do, in one sense, believe that everything is possible, and that it just depends on the aspect you're looking at, because there's dragons external to us, our guides, and then there's us, ourselves, as dragon, that, you know, who's doing the choosing. All right. Well, I am just ready to go spend some time in the mountains. I am heading to do some camping, and I hope you guys are having some fun in the summer months as well, enjoying all this beautiful weather. We've got a little bit of heat going on right here now. The fire dragons are blowing some heat into the wind, so there's unfortunately some fire danger out there. I know California's got some fires going already again, which is unfortunate, but I always love to visit. Let's see, can smoking have a connection with breathing fire? Christina, that's a very interesting question. As in actually smoking cigarettes? Thanks, Teresa. Can smoking have connection with breathing fire? I'm not sure I'm understanding the question, or if you're relating to actually smoking cigarettes. I don't suggest smoking cigarettes just because energetically it drops you down, and so I wouldn't see that that would have anything to do with it. I do remember actually in college I was even called the Dragon Lady. This is a funny little story I'll share. In college I was called the Dragon Lady by a lot of my friends, and I sort of thought that was funny in hindsight to where my life has gone, and remembering that 20 years later, having forgotten it, and then people started calling me the Dragon Lady again, and some little inkling of my memory came back. And back in college it was actually because even though I wasn't a smoker, you know, you do silly things when you've had a few drinks, and so I had this trick, or this ability, to actually inhale a cigarette smoke but not inhale it into my lungs, and inhale it and then exhale it through my nose, so this big cloud of smoke would come up looking like a dragon. And I thought that was really fun and very funny, especially when I'd had a few drinks. It probably lost some of its translation now in the humor, but yeah, otherwise energetically smoking cigarettes has nothing to do with breathing fire, as far as breathing fire energetically as a dragon, because I know that when I breathe fire now as a dragon, it has nothing to do with anything in the 3D physical realm, but more to do energetically with power and expulsion of energy from the power center, from your hara space, and really breathing, or your womb space, breathing from there through the amplification in the heart and just blasting out. But we don't use that technique very often. And Christina, haha, I've been reflecting on why I smoke and what's up with avoiding the emotions. Yeah, you better start looking at that, especially if we start doing work together this week. That's going to definitely come in, because any of those things that dampen or depress your energetic body is definitely something that you are unconsciously doing in resistance to actually seeing or feeling some other pieces. So that will definitely come up to look at. And yeah, Teresa, isn't that funny? Foreshadowing what I know now. Foreshadowing who I was. Like, some part of me was being recognized that I couldn't even see at the time. And I was in lots of my own resistance, Christina, for a lot of years. And I can say that letting go of all those things, I don't even drink now. People call party foul, because I like to go and enjoy and socialize, but I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't wrap my hair. Isn't that from Greece? I get ill from one cigarette. Sandra D. You know, I really related her, at least in my later years, because I used to bartend. I used to have a great time and loved martinis, loved a lot of that fun. But all of those years, I was in absolute resistance to who I truly was. And once I came into that, you know, I don't have a problem with people having cocktail here around there or around me, but when it's something that you do out of habit or out of avoidance, it does definitely, I've noticed, dampen my energy field and make my work that much less powerful, that much less clear, because it just is a toxin in your field. And it's definitely all about what you're in resistance to and want to avoid. All of those substances that take us into altered states, when we can get through those places in our experience. Like, even a lot of people use hallucinogens to have amazing experiences in meditation. Hi Robin, glad you made it. They have experiences with altered states where they can access the dragons, or they can access these powerful meditation experiences, but they're using an altered state to get there. So at some point they do have to open those doorways and access it without that crutch in order to really fully expand themselves, in my experience and opinion. Doesn't mean those things can't serve as a tool to get you there and help open. Wish I could share a North Dakota dragon cloud by my house here, but I will have to post your timeline instead. Oh, no problem. And you can post into the group if you're a member of the group as well, Kelly. You don't have to be a member to see posts, but you do to post. But absolutely, if you want to put it on my timeline, I will share it to the group for you. Anyway, with substances, I know some people that even shamans get very, very deep, have amazing stuff, but they can't do it without that. And so it does become a crutch where anything that you are relying on to open those inner portals, there's some kind of resistance to the real deal. There's something in there to look at deeper. So interesting that our conversation turned to this. I will let it go for today, and I hope you guys have a fabulous afternoon. I will see you next Tuesday on the 3rd of July here in the United States as we get ready to celebrate what is independence to you. And maybe we'll talk about freedom and being free as a dragon and how to step out into being free as your dragon self. So have a great one. We'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. Bye.